Pasta is a big part of the Mediterranean diet, but a lot of people get confused. How can something so high in carbs fit into a balanced diet that's supposed to include the right mix of carbs, protein, and healthy fats? Well, today I'm going to share some secrets about why pasta can actually be a great example of how to follow the Mediterranean diet. And by the end of the video, you'll see how you can enjoy pasta every week if you really want to without feeling guilty. And stick around. At the end, I'll share 7 bonus tips and one of my healthy guides, a mix and match cheat sheet you can take to your fridge for pasta night inspiration. So pull up a chair, grab a cup or a glass, and join me in my Mediterranean kitchen. But before we get too comfy, let's take a quick trip to the Mercato and see what my favorite fresh pasta guy made this morning so we can enjoy it this afternoon. Ready? Let's go. One of the most important parts of a great pasta dish is knowing how to mix the sauce with the shape. It's a little bit like a chicken and the egg. Which comes first? Let's go visit the pasta guy and find out. Some days I'm inspired by what Guido has to offer, like these little baby trofias that are absolutely charming for a Liguria specialty. And here's my favorite pasta guy, Guido. He always has awesome ideas of things to make and things to buy. And we're going to start on the trofia. Oh, wow, look at that.
This is the typical pasta from Genoa. And they used to prepare it in Genova with the very famous pesto, the green pesto.
And you absolutely cannot resist all these raviolis, these wonderful flavors.
6.
We've got to have some of this orecchiette.
Okay, I think it will take between 6 or 7 minutes to boil. While orecchiette only 4 or 5.
Other days I get inspired by seasonal produce piled high at market stalls, and I build my pasta dish around that. Before I cover the 4 keys to a healthy plate of pasta, let's talk about something important. A lot of people think pasta is unhealthy or fattening, but that is not really true. What makes pasta less healthy comes down to 3 things: how much you eat, what kind of sauce you use, and how much of the dish is the noodle. Think about it. If it's mostly noodles with a little bit of veggies, that's not balanced. But if you serve the right portion and pair it with the right ingredients, pasta can be part of a healthy diet any day. Whole grain pasta gives you long-lasting energy from fiber. And when you mix in sauces and vegetables and proteins, you're adding vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats. In fact, when you do it right, a Mediterranean pasta dish can follow the exact balance of a Mediterranean diet: 50 to 55% carbs, 25 to 30% fats, 15 to 20% protein, like the one I'm making today, pasta e ceci. The reason the Mediterranean diet wins top spot year after year is that the Mediterranean approach focuses on fresh produce, whole grains like today's ditalini pasta, lean proteins, beans, chicken or fish, healthy fats, especially extra virgin olive oil, and all the veggies of the rainbow. So when you build a pasta dish around these ingredients, you're making something nutritious, delicious, and heart healthy. And isn't that the goal? Whether you love cozy hugs in a bowl or cool, refreshing pasta salads, once you get comfortable with the mix and match pasta plan, you'll be able to create pasta dishes anytime using whatever is in your pantry and what's ever in season, and know it's going to be good for you. So let's break it down. How much pasta is enough? And how do you build the perfect balanced dish using 5 key parts: the sauce, pasta shape, vegetables, protein, and finishing touches? And before we finish, I'll show you a few of my favorite pasta dishes and those foolproof bonus tips that'll help you master pasta night. Portion it out, balance it out. When pasta is part of my new menus of the day from my newsletter, I keep each serving between 400 and 600 calories while sticking to the Mediterranean diet macro balance. That means about 1 to 1.5 cups of cooked pasta per person. It might look like a small amount at first, but once you pile on all those veggies and proteins, the dish really fills out. Think of it like the Mediterranean diet dinner plate, because it's the same balance. A quarter is the noodle, a quarter is the protein, and half of it is the vegetable portion. So stick to fresh, colorful veggies like tomatoes, spinach, bell peppers, zucchini, and lean proteins like seafood, salmon, tuna, shellfish, chicken, turkey, or some of my favorites, plant-based options like beans and chickpeas. To make pasta night super easy, I put together a mix and match pasta plan. So all you have to do is pick one from each category: the sauce, the pasta type, the veggies, the protein, and the finishing touches. Sauce or base. Sauce might not be the star, but it sets the stage for the whole dish. You can go traditional with a chunky tomato sauce made with a simple saute of cherry tomatoes, garlic, and olive oil, like my super fast pasta granny recipe, or an herb-intense cube of pesto pulled from the freezer over cheese-filled tortellini. Or try something completely different, like a creamy Alfredo made with cashew cream instead of dairy. Want a lighter option? Use olive oil, lemon, and garlic, or even a Caesar-style anchovy vinaigrette for a cold pasta salad. Just remember, extra virgin olive oil should be your main fat, not butter or heavy cheese. Speaking of that ultimate diet derailer, one of the biggest roadblocks to a healthy pasta dish is cheese, especially heavy, thick cheese sauces. They can throw everything out of balance pretty quick. But it doesn't mean that cheese is totally off limits. Just the opposite. It's the best flavor enhancer. Whenever I have leftover Parmesan cheese rind, it goes right into the pot along with everything else and adds this incredibly wonderful depth of flavor to the sauce without a lot of calories or fats. Or just a little dusting of parm and a small drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on top will highlight those flavors and make them really stand out. Getting in shape. Remember what I said about the chicken and the egg? Well, I usually pick the sauce first and then the pasta. And here's how I pick which one to use. Long pastas like spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine, they're great for very smooth or lightly textured sauces that coat each strand, making it perfect for olive oil-based dishes that are common in Mediterranean cooking. Tube pastas like rigatoni, penne, and ziti, their ridges and the hollow centers make them perfect for hearty sauces, especially tomato-based or vegetable-loaded ones. Shaped pastas like farfalle or fusilli, these are some of my favorites when I'm putting together a cold pasta salad for a picnic or a party, because you can fold in raw or even lightly cooked veggies. It's a hallmark of Mediterranean-style meals, into healthy little balanced morsels in one bite. And of course, sheet pastas for lasagna or ravioli, because these are perfect for creating layer upon layer of vegetables married with a little cheese in a baking dish, or filling with a favorite combination like a butternut squash puree or herbs and spinach and ricotta. Or I leave it to the pasta guy who does all the hard work to put together these delicate, perfectly fresh little raviolis, orchiettes, and my favorite, trofia. And speaking of small pastas, like ditalini, orzo, or trofia, these are probably my favorite because they're wonderful in soups or warm salads for dinner that can include beans, legumes, and extra virgin olive oil dressing. Or my hands-down company favorite, Greek-style shrimp scampi with orzo. You just gotta make this dish, and you can find the recipe on my website. Veggies. So now let's talk about pasta being the perfect way to pack in a lot of healthy veggies. If you're prepping a cold pasta salad, then just dice up whatever combination you want to and dress it with a light vinaigrette. Or if you're home making a sauce, start with aromatics like onions, celeries, and carrots, saute them into submission with a little heart-healthy olive oil, garlic, herbs, and spices, and then start layering in the veggies, building the flavor you're looking for. Or roast veggies beforehand to bring out their deep, rich flavors. Stock, broth, or tomatoes can be relied on to turn the sauce into a stew or a noodle soup. And you're done? You're going to have this big, healthy serving of color, flavor, fiber, and all sorts of nutrients by mixing up your favorites or using up ingredients that are already in the fridge. And here's a bonus tip. Throw in some spinach or chard at the very end for some extra nutrients. Last year, I received a lot of interest in what I eat every day and a lot of love from my new book featuring a 30-day Kickstart plan. And that got me to thinking, if this is what you want, I should give you more of it. So that's what the newsletter will do. New menus every week, plus one super healthy recipe to make your day. Every recipe I've ever featured on YouTube since 2022 will be easier to find and print out with brand new PDFs. Every guide about the Mediterranean diet I've ever offered will be right there too. So I hope you get the chance to come over and visit me there. Just click on the link in the description below to check it out. When I grew up, our meals were always centered around protein on the plate. And I think for lots of people it still is. But if we can make one shift when starting to eat the Mediterranean way every day, that'll really pay off in healthy benefits, it's to think of the protein as a side dish or even a garnish. And pasta dishes are the perfect way to help make this change. Swapping out red meat in that bolognese sauce for lean chicken or turkey, mixing in bite-sized pieces of tuna or salmon or shrimp in pasta salads, and using chickpeas or other plant-based proteins in pasta stews or soups. Just aim for around 3 to 4 ounces a serving, and it'll be plenty. And if you really miss the taste of meaty pasta, you gotta try my meatless bolognese. You won't even notice the difference. Here are 5 examples of my favorite pasta recipes you can whip up in less than 30 minutes. Each one is designed to deliver about 400 to 600 calories per serving. I feature some of them in my menus of the day to show you just how easy it is to build a day of healthy eating around a healthy pasta dish. Greek shrimp scampi with orzo, pasta and chickpeas, meaty meatless, pasta granny tomato sauce, citrus pistachio pesto. And here are those 7 bonus tips I promised that I'd share. Number 1, salt pasta water. This is your first and best chance to season the pasta. Fresh pasta will absorb salt to the core faster, so use a lighter hand when boiling fresh instead of dried. Number 2, cook al dente. Slightly firm pasta holds up to sauces better in hot dishes and makes a better partner to veggies and proteins in cold salads too. Number 3, reserve the pasta water. I always wait to toss out that pasta water until the dish is completely ready. Reserve at least a few ladles of the starchy water just in case you want to thin the sauce or you need to deglaze the pan. Number 4, surround the dish with friends. If your pasta dish is meant to be a side portion, put it on a small side plate. It'll help you remember the right portion size. Number 5, sauces and pestos are the perfect meal prep. The noodles? Not so much. Just put on boiling water when you defrost the sauce and you'll enjoy fresh noodles, not mushy ones, every time. Number 6, dress the pasta while it's hot so it can soak up all that saucy flavor. And number 7, a finishing sprinkle of fresh green herbs makes everything look and taste healthy, adding a few more nutrients without adding any calories. Thanks for watching. See you soon.